In a prison where temperatures dropped to -40 degrees, a man was thrown into an underground cell. He stayed in the freezing rain for 4 days. Unbelievably, he survived, but the officer told him, "You will never leave this place." When the man returned to his cell, he was attacked by other prisoners with sticks. Because of his escape attempt, everyone was punished with no food for 4 days. These prisoners were forced to dig for lead in an open-air camp in Siberia. Here, anyone who resisted was stripped of their clothes and left to freeze in the cold. There was nothing but endless hard labor, deadly cold, and thousands of kilometers of empty wilderness. Almost no one ever made it out alive. But for 4 years, the man never stopped thinking about escape, because his wife and child were waiting for him at home. One day, by chance, the man climbed onto a coal transport train. He thought he had finally escaped, but the train stopped unexpectedly. Soldiers found him. When he got out, he was beaten badly by the prisoners. While getting medical treatment, he begged the doctor to help him, but the doctor said, "Everyone dies here." The doctor, also a prisoner, had already prepared a compass and supplies for escape, but a month ago, he was diagnosed with a terminal illness, so he decided to help the man escape, hoping he could visit his wife after returning home. The man took the supplies and a pistol, and started his 15,000-kilometer journey to freedom. The next day, the officer realized the man had escaped. They searched the prison area for 5 days. Everyone thought he had frozen to death, but the officer believed he was still alive. The man kept traveling, day and night, constantly checking his compass. 3 days ago, he ate the last of his food. Hopeless, he fell to his knees in the snow, but thinking of his wife and child, he forced himself to stand up, pushing through the hunger and cold. Eventually, he collapsed. When he woke up, he saw a seal nearby. His first shot missed. The sound scared the seal away. The man chased after it, but accidentally stepped into an icy hole. Fighting through the pain, he fired again. Then, he cut open the seal's belly, put his frostbitten feet inside to warm them, and used the seal's fat to treat his injuries. After walking for who knows how long, he saw a small tree. He was beyond excited. The man soon walked into the forest. This was the 5th year since he left home. First, he was rescued by a gold prospector. Then, the man saved that prospector from drowning. But in the end, the prospector, who didn't trust anyone, knocked the man down the mountain. The man was rescued by the local tribe. It didn't take long for the wanted posters to show up there too. The man, with only his dog, set off once again. In the 6th year, he finally made it out of the endless frozen wilderness. One day, he arrived at a logging site. The boss immediately recognized him as a wanted man and pretended to help him onto a train. But the man sensed something was wrong and jumped off early. Unfortunately, the officer caught him. Just then, the dog attacked the officer, giving the man a chance to escape. In the 7th year, there, he met a kind-hearted Jewish merchant. The merchant gave him food and clothing, and even helped him get a fake passport. The man was shocked, because the merchant clearly knew this man had once harmed his people. But the merchant said he would help anyone who had lost everything. With the passport in hand, the man reached the border. He successfully crossed over, and walked onto the bridge leading home. Suddenly, a blinding light hit him. The officer who had hunted him for 8 years suddenly appeared, but to the man's surprise, the officer stepped aside, clearing a path for him. The man finally made it home. This is a true story. Do you know who he is?